Round of Brawn.
Welcome to the world's strongest man in Malaysia and to Malacca, for more than 1,000 years one of the most strategically important ports in all of Southeast Asia. And everywhere you look, Chinese, Portuguese, Dutch and British colonial influence is there for all to see. And it remains delightfully old-fashioned, the heart of old Malaysia beating strong. Plan, as they say here. Chill. Take it easy. Chill, do me a favour, it's 35 degrees and this is Kuala Lumpur. Busy, noisy, vibrant, the biggest roar in Asia's tiger economy, and somewhere in its midst, the kings of the human jungle. The format for the Metrex Trophy remains the same. 5 heats, 6 strong men in each, 6 events in each, and the top 2 go through to the final. Already there, these 4, among them Gregor Edmonds from Scotland. Which 2 from these 6 will join them there?
Stuart Murray from Scotland, 41 years old, 173 tall and 125 kilos. Jason Folin from Canada, age 28, height 1 meter 92, 135 kilos.
I'm Jaroslav Dymek from Poland, 31 years old, 1 meter 82, 120 kilos.
Bernd Kirschbaumer from Austria, 37 years, 1 meter 93, 145 kilos.
Jesse Morandi from the USA, 23 years old, 1 meter 97, 135 kilos.
Sven Carlsen from Norway. I'm 35 years old, weighing 141 kilo and I'm 188 tall. And I am the world's strongest man.
What's it meant to you to be able to say that you are the strongest man in the world for the past 12 months?
Oh, it's been really, really good, and I've been so close to it so many times, so it finally, and it's been an unbelievable year.
Viking power!
At least I have won it once now, but I really, really want to do it again, and I think I have a fair chance at it.
Have you had a tattoo done saying you are the world's strongest man for 2001?
No, but I made my own subtitles now. I have the Viking power.
And so the battle to find this year's world's strongest man starts here in Merdeka Square in the heart of old colonial Kuala Lumpur with the carry and drag. Carry those 2 anvils, 120 kilograms each, that's 265 pounds, halfway down the course, drop them here and then drag this mighty anchor, 265 kilograms, that's 660 pounds, all the way to the end of the course. Now for Stuart Murray, this is the second world's strongest man after Morocco 4 years ago. What lessons do you think you've learnt from then for now?
To try and cope with the heat is the biggest thing, John. I think it's going to be very, very hard for everyone with the heat. We'll just have to try our best and see what happens.
Now you've got the world's strongest man.
Yes,
How daunting is that?
Very daunting. He's looking very fit, very strong. He'll definitely be the man to chase, I think.
And what about your chances?
I was going to plod away like an old dog, like I usually do. I won't give up till the very last event. Just plod away right to the end.
Describing the action as ever, Paul Dickinson.
Stuart Murray representing Scotland and Great Britain, a veteran of so many strongman competitions during a very, very long career. A newcomer to us, Baron Kirschbaumer from Austria, in very good shape indeed, a massive man. Another first-timer in World's Strongest Man, American Jesse Marundi, the former tight end for Montana State in American football. Jarek Dymek of Poland. He's not big, but he's tremendously muscular and now gaining an experience in this sort of competition all the time. The reigning champion, the defending champion, Sven Karlsen of Norway. Won it brilliantly last year and hopefully demonstrating Viking power once again. Jessin Paulin of Canada finished second in the Canadian Championships to the very experienced Hugo Girard this year. So what a lineup for this heat, and what a competition to start it as well. 120 kilos in each arm. Away they go down the course. And at the moment, Kirschbaumer who's in the lead. Karlsen's got a bit of work to do. Good start by the Austrian, and now Karlsen beginning to gain a little bit of ground. Poor old Stuart Murray on the far side is struggling in last place, and Karlsen just having a little look across at Dymek and at Marundi the American. And Karlsen is the only one managing to keep it going. In the blue on the far side is Kirschbaumer in second place, and I thought for a moment the Austrian was catching Karlsen. Karlsen's got a couple of meters to go. Dymek is coming through into third, and actually Murray on the far side making slow progress, but he is gaining. This is so hot in terms of competition, and nearly 40 degrees the temperature. Absolutely blistering conditions for this first event, and taking its toll on everybody. Everybody almost flat out here. Karlsen is just waiting and watching. Kirschbaumer in second, Dymek third, and Karlsen is absolutely all out. That is the time limit gone, and Sven Karlsen, the champion, starts with victory in this very first event. We'll have to sort out the minor places, but the Norwegian has done it. Good points as well for Austrian Kirschbaumer.
Was bad, really bad. That was what I call saved by the bell. And now we started, and I got the perfect 6 score. So now I think I can make it.
Did you think you might win?
Maybe. But it's very heavy to catch Sven Karlsen. He is the world's strongest man. But I think I will catch him.
I just couldn't pull it anymore, you know. That's all I could do.
Well, how tough was that for starters? Nobody completing the course, not even the world's strongest man, although he did pick up the 6 points. Well, the action continues now in Merdeka Square, but we change venue to the cricket pitch. And this is the second event, the weight throw. This weighs 56 pounds. That's the same weight as a bag of potatoes, and it's with a humble bag of spuds that our next event finds its origins, because in days of old in Highland Games in Scotland, they used to get a bag of potatoes and hurl them as high as they could over a bar like that. So Jarek, is this a popular sport in Poland?
No.
Do you think it's very easy to do?
Yes, I think it's easy for me.
Well, Jarek Dymek said he thought this was easy. Here he is at 4 meters 10. And he was right. Very straightforward, very simple, and he was looking supremely confident at that stage. For Jessin Paulin of Canada, 4 meters 10, the opening height was too high. Jesse Marundi of the USA, at 4:30, he called it quits. Jarek, the confidence replaced by disappointment. he couldn't get it over 4:50. And the same fate befell Stuart Murray from Scotland. A big effort, but not good enough. I'd have thought, being a Scot, that would have been right up your street there.
Well, it's a Highland Game event, but I don't do Highland Games. I've only done that twice before I came out here. So I'm quite pleased with getting 14 feet and at least having a go at 14 feet 8.
How hard was it?
I don't think it's hard, it's just maybe a lot of power needed, but a lot of technique as well. And by longer at learning technique, maybe I could have got that weight there.
Well, Bernd Kirschbaumer from Austria had the strength and the technique and the luck. In off the bar for the very happy Austrian. But he was going head-to-head by this stage with the world's strongest man, Sven Carlsen. A bit of luck for him as well. Yes! But you can see how much it meant to these two huge men.
So the bar has moved up to 4 meters 80, 15 feet 8 inches. Imagine trying to throw a suitcase over a double-decker bus. That's the task in hand at the moment for the Austrian Kirschbaumer. I think he's got a slight advantage over Carlsen, the only other man left in terms of height. He's a couple of inches taller than the defending champion. It would do him a lot of good to get this at the first attempt. Here goes. Big effort. Oh, he's well clear. That was much better than the previous height. So all the pressure now goes onto Sven Carlsen. Good effort by the Austrian. Fantastic effort there. Clear by an inch or two, and Carlsen has to follow that. 4 meters 80. In the olden days, the pole vaulters would go over this without any trouble at all, with bamboo poles, if you can believe it. And this is a very, very long tradition in Highland Games, the weight for height, and Carlsen's failed it. So just one more attempt for the Norwegian to stay in the competition, otherwise it's maximum points for Austria. Slow and steady the pull has to be, right up on tiptoes. Stretch out with the fingertips. Kirschbaumer watching. He could get a victory here, and it all depends on Sven Carlsen. Oh, that was better. But the Norwegian ends up in second place. Kirschbaumer gets the maximum 6 points. I'm not sure he does very much running as part of his training, but a well-deserved lap of victory for Kirschbaumer of Austria in the weight throw. Terrific effort.
A great heavyweight clash there between Kirschbaumer and Carlsen. 4 meters 80 enough to give the Austrians 6 points. But it does mean, after two events, that a gap is opening up between those two and the rest. Stuart Murray back in 5th place. The Golden Triangle is the showpiece of KL's economic development. High-rise blocks and shopping malls fighting for trade, but it's all come to a grinding halt today for the third event, the Fingal's Fingers. 5 huge rods of iron weighing between 200 and 300 kilograms, that's 440 to 660 pounds, to be lifted up and flipped over as quickly as possible. And there's a new layout to the event this year, so as you can see, it's clearly a race to the end.
Downtown KL with the new layout for Fingal's Fingers. And there is Jarek Dymek, lying in 3rd place overall at the moment, and the big tall American, Jesse Marundi. Now Marundi, the first time he's ever tried this event, much taller than Dymek. And that showed with the first one, 200 kilos, now onto 225. Leaning into it, Dymek catching just a little bit. And Dymek is absolutely sprinting between each of these fingers. Neck and neck, America, Poland, and I just wonder if Marundi, being about 5 inches taller, will have the advantage in the end. Must keep his arms straight and his legs. Dymek is there. This is absolutely fantastic, pushing it down. Well, here goes the American on number 5, but what has happened to Dymek? He thinks he's gone ahead of the American on number 4, so he's just biding his time, hoping the American doesn't get number 5, but he does. Now, is that a big tactical error by Dymek? I don't know, but one thing is for sure, Marundi has done superbly. And as far as Dymek is concerned, if that was tactics, well, it was wrong.
Fantastic performance.
Thanks.
Were you expecting to do that?
Yeah.
I did poorly the first time I did this in contest. I trained it really hard. Paid off today, so I'm happy.
What's the secret of success?
Speed, period. Everything strongman is speed. You gotta be strong, you gotta have good wind, but it's a timed event. Fastest guy wins.
Stuart Murray found it all too much. Just one finger up in 32.3 seconds. But Jessen Paulin, 4 in 68 dead, gave the two leaders something to think about.
There is Kirschbaumer of Austria. Did superbly in the last event. Came away with maximum points. And next to him, the defending champion. What a start it's been for Sven Carlsen. First in the first event, then second. Absolutely determined as always. And a cracking time by Marundi. The 5 fingers in 49.5. A sprint to the first one. Only 200 kilos, that's over 440 pounds. The next one closer to 500. Carlsen just in the lead. Far more experienced than Kirschbaumer, that's for sure. But Kirschbaumer, I think, is getting better and better as the events go on. It's still Norway in first place, Austria in second. 49.5, remember, is the time that Sven Carlsen and Kirschbaumer is trying to beat. And he's on the last one already. Can he keep it going? About 6 feet 1 inches tall as Kirschbaumer finishes. And Carlsen, 21 stones in body weight. He's destroyed the time set by Marundi. And that is victory number 2 out of 3 events. Viking Power has done it again. Kirschbaumer absolutely gutted, but a decisive victory for Carlsen.
When you saw the American guy go that quickly, how much of an incentive for you was that?
As you know, he's about 8 seconds behind my best anyway. So I wasn't really scared. And the only now is like, get to the final, spending as little energy as possible, and there the Viking will roar again. Promise.
And that's why Sven Carlsen is the world's strongest man, supremely confident, almost with the handbrake on, and winning the Fingals fingers. And if Carlsen's going to get to the final, who's going to join him there? Will it be Kirschbaumer, Dymek, or Marundi? The presidential palace at Putrajaya, the centrepiece of what will be the most modern city in the world when it's completed in 2010, housing 350,000 people. And it's here we find the next event, the carpool. Each of these vehicles weighs 1,500 kilograms and it has to be dragged up the hill 25 metres to the end of the course. 2 cars on the front row of the grid, and one of them's a pole.
So here is Jarek Dymek, he's in third place overall, but on the same points as his competitor in the carpool, Jesse Marundi of the United States. The leader at the moment is Paulin of Canada, who's already been 36 seconds. Stuart Murray, unfortunately, did not complete the course. Dymek, packed full of muscle. Marundi a little bit taller. And this is becoming a real sprinters event. And can you believe the speed at which these guys are going? With 1,500 kilograms of car they've got to drag, now going up the hill. Marundi just slowing a little bit. Dymek is going, staying low, using those powerful arms to pull himself up the hill. And he's finished now. A fantastic time for Dymek, 20.33. Absolutely incredible. Marundi finishes on 29.57, so he goes into second place. But what about Dymek? That was phenomenal.
I guess we're hard at the end. It's a good fair event, though. I think there will be some faster times than that, though.
The last 5 metres, how much harder are they than the rest?
10 times.
Well, that sounds awesome, doesn't it? But that's what's in store now for Kirschbaumer. Lying in second place at the moment in this heat, 4 points behind Carlsen. And Carlsen has got away to a cracking start. 2 first places and 1 second in 3 events so far. But 20.33 by Dymek, that's an incredible time. Kirschbaumer slightly the heavier of the two, slightly the taller as well. So here we go, the last pairing. And Carlsen, head down, arms pumping, is driving up the hill now. Kirschbaumer a couple of meters behind him. Carlsen slowing just a little bit, but still ahead. Carlsen, could he be going for victory number 3? Kirschbaumer's got about 4 meters to go. Carlsen just outside. Victory goes to Poland, but only by a fraction. And Kirschbaumer still trying to stop that clock under 28 seconds, which he does. He didn't quite realise he'd finished. But another great performance by Carlsen, the Norwegian looking every inch a champion.
That was a nice stroll. I tried to save energy here, so going into the final, as every time.
How much energy has that man got to save? Second place for the world's strongest man. Victory, though, for Jarek Dymek, and that was important for him because it meant that he and Kirschbaumer are now level on 17 points with just 2 events to go. It may only have been a small acorn, but it produced one heck of a tree. This is the giant log lift. 380 kilograms, that's more than 840 pounds, 4 of me and a bit, to be lifted above the head as often as possible. And this heat now is fascinatingly poised, with Berend and Jarek level on points behind Sven at the top, and there's only 1 place in the final for either of these two. So the key question is, how many of these can you manage?
I don't know. I hope that I can beat Dymek, and that is my only chance.
And how many can you do?
I think that 2, 3 more like Bernd, because I want that the other guys come between me and Bernd.
To give you a cushion.
Cushion?
Sven Carlsen, well, what a start it's been to the defence of his title. But this is a toughie for all of them. We've got some very strong guys in there. They've got shoulders like granite, these guys. The effective weight, around about 125 kilos. That's just short of 20 stone. So, they've got to lock out their arms. Douglas Edmonds, the referee, counts them through each repetition. And this slightly heavier than the log we saw in Britain's Strongest Man earlier on this year. But this is good by Carlsen. What do you expect from a man who's an accomplished weightlifter, a former world champion in powerlifting too? Endurance a factor here as well. And the lactic acid beginning to fill those giant muscles up. And that is it. 16 repetitions. And boy, did that hurt. Little slight twinge in the back there, but no problems for Sven Carlsen, and a very, very good total.
Well, Stuart Murray couldn't get anywhere near that. Just 5 repetitions for the Scot. Better for the American, 12 repetitions for Marunde. And a good performance from the Canadian, Paulin, getting 15. Now, though, it was time to get serious.
So here goes Jarek Dymek. Equal on points with Kirschbaumer. So heading towards the total, he hopes, by Sven Carlsen of 16. Look at this. So easy. Only a little twitch of the legs. Look at the size of his biceps and triceps. They're about 23 inches around. If ever you get the chance to get a tape measure and measure around your leg, I can guarantee most of you won't be as big as these guys' arms. He's more like a bodybuilder. Now let's watch the countdown to try and take the lead. Can he go ahead of the world's strongest man from last year? He's equalled the Norwegian. 1 more to go and he's got the lead. That is fantastic. What a powerhouse this Pole is. Can he go for 18? No, 17. A little tweak of the elbow there, but another great performance by Dymek.
You equalled the world record there. Fantastic.
This is world record?
17, Gerard. 17 for you.
Oh, when I'll be... No, maybe I'll be do it 1 more.
But you must be happy with that.
Not yet. After Bernd.
Well, this is the man that Dymek is talking about. Kirschbaumer.
Get set.
Equal on points before this event with the pole. But what a performance Dymek has set, and that could spell trouble for the Austrian. He's not looking all that comfortable.
4, but lower.
But looks can be deceptive. Dougie Edmonds saying
5.
take it lower.
6.
That's only 6 and already looking a little bit ponderous, a little bit slow. I just wonder if this is going to be a huge turnabout in the chances of Kirschbaumer trying to get to the final. Dougie Edmonds disallowing that one. But Kirschbaumer's done so well to this point in the competition, but that is it. Oh, now then, what has happened to the Austrian's chances of making it through to the final? And he may have picked up an injury as well. Bad news for the Austrian, but good news for Dymek.
Happy now?
Now I can say I'm really, really happy.
Do you think you're in the final yet?
I think so, because a lot of training the stones. Now, no like in last year. Now I have stone in my gym. I can training. That I not afraid these events.
A big win for the man from Poland and equaling the world record of 17 repetitions. Bitterly disappointing for Kirschbaumer, and it means that he now has a 4-point gap to make up on Dymek. For Carlsen, he's in the final and feeling good in his understated kind of way.
Can't you see it coming now? Thor is near. Odin is near. Look up. They are here. Viking power forever.
In the shadow of the Petronas Towers for the last event, and while the second place in the final is all but decided, funny things can happen in the most famous strongman event of all, the Atlas Stones.
The muscle man Dymek up against the world's strongest man, Carlsen of Norway. Now, Bernd Kirschbaumer of Austria has achieved 3 stones already, so that means Dymek must get 4 in order to join Carlsen in the final. So this could be a bit of a show, but nevertheless it's going to be competitive. Carlsen will want to go out with a bang. Dymek rippling with muscle. Carlsen far more experienced. He will know precisely what he's got to do. Wearing gloves and those armbands which protect the arms, but more importantly help with extra grip on those massive stones. Look at the size of that stone compared with Dymek himself. This is stone number 4 for Sven Carlsen, 140 kilos, 308 pounds. That is up easily. Now this is the stone that could take the pole into the final. If he gets it, he's going to join Carlsen, and he's made it. He realises it. Carlsen gives up on number 5. It doesn't matter. What a pair of strongmen we've got in the final. Number 5, beyond even the strength of Jarek Dymek. It's going to be a great final for these two.
It's really good for this sport in my country, because when we go to final, in next year will be the more sponsors, more interesting in my country, the sports.
While Jarek was thinking about getting to the final and sponsorship opportunities, Jason Paulin was actually winning the Atlas Stones, getting all 5 up, and he may be a name for the future. For the moment, though, it's Carlsen and Dymek who make it through to the final of the Met-Trex Trophy for the world's strongest man. 6 places filled, 4 to go. Sven, many congratulations. Looking in fantastic shape to defend your title. I'll tell you one thing though, I know you're a big music fan. I've been at the Chinatown, picked out some fantastic CD bargains just for a quid, you know, Iron Maiden, Metallica, AC/DC.
Sorry, John, but I only listen to Britney Spears.